Alright guys, this video is a quick crash course in how to navigate your English 2 course. So you can see here that I am logged in and you see my dashboard is in front of me. I have the title for my course here up top. If I scroll down the page, I would see my Class Connect sessions for the day here in this little banner. If I keep scrolling down on the left-hand side here, you have your class plan. So your class plan is going to have important deadlines for you concerning your teacher-graded assignments and your computer-graded assignments. It doesn't have due dates for your modules here, but it is still important that you walk through each one of the modules, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. But this has your important due dates for assignments on the left-hand side. If you keep scrolling down to the bottom, and you'll see you have a few things that I maybe don't have in my, or a few things that I have that you don't have in the quick links down here. But you guys should all have your inbox to where you can check your email, you can create a new message to send to your email, and you can contact your teachers with this link right here. If you keep scrolling down, one of the big ones that I want you guys to be aware of is this big universe library. If you're ever bored, you want a book to read, we have tons and tons of books there, and that's important for you in English class especially because you guys will have an independent reading project due at the end of the semester. So that big universe library will be very helpful for you. Here in the middle of your screen you see class announcements. This is where your teacher will put any important announcements that they want you to know. So make sure that you check that every day to see if there's any changes or updates to your course. Then I'm going to scroll all the way up here to the top. You have your, in this purple banner here, a couple of different things that you can click on. You have your class home. This would take you all the way back to this page right here, to your home page. So anytime you're not sure where to start or you're lost, you can always go back to the beginning and start there. This button right here will take you to the expanded version of this class plan, so you can check your dates and stuff like that. Content, I'm going to come back to this one in just a moment, but this is how you are going to work through your lessons in the course. Your progress tab will tell you how far you have gotten, and I'm not going to click on any of these because there's no data there for you to see, so some of them won't populate correctly right now, but when you are doing your coursework, you can check your progress here. Grades is another one of the probably most important parts of the course for you, and I'm going to talk about this in detail in just a moment. Your tools section, if you click the little arrow down, you see you've got an assignments drop box. This is where you can find your discussion boards. You can go to your announcements here. If you're in any groups, if your teacher's assigned you to a group and sometimes maybe wants to give you a little extra tidbit of something, you can look at your groups here. And then you've got your class list here, which I don't think you guys will have access to that in the, I'm in the student view, but I still have some of the teacher tools open here. And then you've got your help button and I believe your feedback button. I believe as a student you will have this if you see an issue with the course or having an issue with the course. And then of course down here you've got your progress, and you have a locker where you can store work if you need to come back and find it later. Okay, so let's talk about the two most important things that I feel like students need to know. That is the content tab. So every day you'll have lessons that you have to do, modules. So if you click on this content tab, this is going to take you to a different screen. And on this screen, on the left-hand side, this is like your table of contents. You have lots of clickable links here that will take you to a certain part of the course. You have course materials here, which when you click on that, you'll see you've got a syllabus, your teacher's contact information, the academic integrity document, grading information, and you just have a whole lot of things there that can help you in the course. You also have the online textbook. So if you're ever looking for a story and you don't want to go through all of your modules to kind of find it, you can click in the online textbook and that'll take you directly to our Explorations in Literature, which looks like this. And then once you're in the textbook, you can pull down these little arrows and go directly to a story that you are looking for. So that's the online textbook. Whoops. Back to content right there. And I'm going to close that book out. All right, and if you are ever lost and you're like, I need to go back to content, this banner never disappears. You'll always be able to click back wherever you need to go. The next thing below the textbook is where you will actually begin your coursework. So when you click on the Course Introduction and Readiness checkpoint, you'll see on the right-hand side of your screen that all of the lessons involved here pop up at the same time. And so you'll want to make sure that you're working through each of the modules, and I'm going to actually demonstrate this in the Unit 1 because this first unit, the Course Introduction and Readiness checkpoint, has a few nuances that will be different for you when you're looking at it versus when I'm looking at it. You'll see you've got a couple of different lessons here that aren't numbered with a 1. They do have work in them, so please don't skip them. You've got your independent reading project here. You've got Course Introduction and Readiness checkpoint here, your independent reading project, and then we start with our units. And you've got a total of 6 units that you can see and work in. And then you've got some skill centers below if you're looking for specific help in a particular area that you can access as well. So once you are ready to start your work, let's say we're ready for Unit 1. When I click on Unit 1, you'll see under Unit 1 you have several different lessons, 1.01, 1.02, all the way down to 1.17, which is actually extra credit. So that gives you the big overall name of the unit. So 1.01, this is a workshop, and this is going to deal with vocabulary in context. So I'm going to go ahead and click. You can either access it here or you can scroll up to the top. This is 1.01 vocabulary in context, and you'll see all of this on the left hand side is over here in the right hand side. What's unique about the right hand side over here is you actually have the activities that you're going to be working through in each of the modules here. So when you're ready to get started, you'll just click right here on Get Ready. And then the activities in that little submodule will pop up, and you'll click on that. And then you will start working through your lessons. So make sure that you do each of the lessons, don't skip anything. This is the part, if you were in a brick and mortar school, this is where your teacher would be teaching you the information. So make sure you're not skipping any of that, okay? So once you get to the bottom of the page here, you can click your next button, and it will take you to the next screen of things that you need to work through. So you'll see on this screen, which is the next screen over, there's really nothing for you to do here. This just kind of lays out the goals and what you can expect to be working on. So I'm going to go ahead and click through this screen again. All right, so this actually has something for you to do. This is a video for you to watch, a 60-second English video. So you would click on this, watch the video. When you're finished with that, you would keep clicking on these arrows, and it will take you to the next item that you need to work on. So this one should actually have you, well, this is another video. So this, I'm not going to watch it here for you guys. You'll have to wait until you get to class. You'll just keep clicking through, do the activity. Now, here you have an activity that you're supposed to do. You won't have those 2 options on there. That's just teacher's stuff. You'll just have one thing to do on there, one option to click on. So this one has you actually working through a couple of vocab cards. So I'm going to finish that up. And then we've got another activity. And this one is going to have you working through some context clues. So you'll work through these things it's asking you to do, all the way to the bottom of the screen. And when you get to the bottom, then you can click Next. And this one has you doing different activities as well. And you'll notice at the bottom here that you have some screens to click through. So this is going to ask you to do it's going to ask you some questions and to do some work. And you'll click through each of these screens until you get to the end. Screen number 6. Don't skip like I'm skipping. Make sure you guys are doing all the work, all the hard work, right? And then I'm going to click Next. We've got another activity to do. You guys kind of get the point, and you'll keep clicking. This one has some multiple choice questions, and you'll notice down here that there are different questions that you are supposed to work through, and then when you get to the very end, you would click Next. But I'm going to go ahead and click the next screen, and then we have putting it all together, so writing in your notebook. and you'll click on that and it'll open up a Word document for you. You'll want to save these in your notes somewhere, maybe start a file on your computer called Notes for English, so that you can go back and look at these. So you'll want to take these notes, and then at some point, you can go back and look at those if you want to study for a test or something like that. All right, and then we're going to go to the next screen. We've got, this is kind of a review, and you'll see these in the review unit as well before your test added in there. So those are some flashcards and some online practice and a video for you to watch. And then I'm going to click the next button. So we've gotten to the end of the lesson, and it'll tell you you've completed all the activities. Great job. I'm going to click I'm done. Now, for some of you that have been with Tiva before in the past, you like to have things marked off. So these little check marks will not automatically populate for you. When you have finished a lesson, if you like to check mark things off, you can check mark these off so that when you go to show your progress up here, maybe your learning coach wants to know how you're doing and where you're at in the course, you can kind of show them your progress. But I cannot stress enough to you guys, please, please, please make sure that you are actually doing all of the module work. Make sure you're working through each of your lessons and all of the activities. It's very important. This is the teaching part of the course, so it's really important that you work through each one of these. So Unit 1 has a couple of different modules. I'm going to scroll down here to this one because it looks a little different. 1.06 is called a USA Test Prep. So when you click on this, you'll see a screen come up that looks like this. This is actually an external website that you're going to go to, and you'll get your login information for that and everything. So this is an interactive link here. You can click right on that and it's going to take you to the website. We've provided you with your hint for your login information, and so you'll click on the USA Test Prep website and it'll take you to a website that looks like this, and then you'll log in and you would complete that USA Test Prep assignment. Now, I want to draw your attention to this. Although this assignment is graded like a computer graded assignment, so it's going to show up under that category in the gradebook, it does fall under the teacher graded gating date, so you have to make sure you plan accordingly. And then also, these require your teacher to take the information off of the USA Test Prep and put it into the gradebook. It is a bit of a lengthy process, so the teachers plan to do that once a week. So if you take the assessment on a Monday or Tuesday, and we don't update grades until Thursday, please just be patient with your teacher. They'll let you know what day of the week they update grades, and you can look for that, okay? So that's a little bit about USA Test Prep. I'm going to go back to the content and show you one more thing, and then you guys will be set and ready to work through that content section. The last thing I want to stress to you is when you take a test. So, I went past it. 1.09 is your unit test here. You only have one shot at your test, and this is different than last year for some of you. So you can take the test one time. If you fail it, your teacher will provide some remediation activities for you, and then once you've completed those activities, you'll be able to take the test again. So not like last year, you guys really need to slow down and take your time, and don't open that test until you're ready. You don't have to take it, you guys have those extended due dates. You have a long time to do these things, and so if you're not ready for it, just walk away for a little bit and then come back when you are ready. So make sure you take the time for the test, okay, because you've got one shot at it. Last thing I'm going to talk to you about, because we're going to run out of time here, is your grades tab. This is the most important, probably, other than the content tab. This is where you get your grades. Most of the assignments in here are linked, so if you click on this assignment, it'll take you right to the test. You're going to see your points out over here and your grade over here. And then if your teacher's provided you with any feedback, it'll be here in the gradebook as well. So if she wants you to redo something or to fix something, make sure you're always checking the gradebook and looking at your teacher feedback in the gradebook as well. So those are just some short little tidbits. If you have questions, as always, please reach out to your teachers. That's what we're here for. This is not an extensive coverage of the course. I just wanted to give you a few tidbits to kind of help you get started with your year.